Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Bar Chart's Commodity View Desktop webinar. I'm Megan Hankins, a marketing manager at Bar Chart, and I'm joined here today by Patrick Fitzgerald, product manager at Bar Chart, and Mike Driscoll, head of sales commodities at Bar Chart. Today we'll be discussing Commodity View Desktop, as well as some of the new features available in Commodity View. During the presentation, if you have any questions, you can submit those via the question box on the right-hand side of the screen. And we'll get to those at the end of the session. So to kick things off, I'm going to pass it over to Mike for an overview of Commodity View.
Thank you, Megan. Yeah, thanks everyone for taking the time and joining us today. We appreciate it. Before Pat walks through the product live today and showcases new functionality that we all joined the webinar today to see, wanted to just take a few minutes here to highlight some of the additional features that are included with our subscriptions to Commodity View Pro. I won't go through each feature listed on the slide. Instead, I'll call out a few that are easy efficiency grabs for our customers. They can utilize to help reduce processes in your workflows and bring additional value to our customers. One of the features I like to call out customers love about Bar Chart Commodity View cloud-based platform. Access Commodity View service on any computer, any device, anywhere with an internet connection, and we'll see more about that shortly. These days, we're all trying to do more with less. You know, Pat and the team are doing a great job of focusing on operational efficiency improvements for our customers. Commodity View, it save you a lot of time and effort all in one solution. If I think about commercial agribusinesses as a first example to call out, Bar Chart Commodity View Pro, very favorite tool for merchandising and grain origination teams. One of the daily manual tasks, updating bid sheets for new cash price of the day, maybe visiting different websites to keep track of what other folks might be bidding, having to jot those down as well. I mean, let us save you an hour of your day. Commodity View Pro provides access to over 4,000 locations bids, as well as the ability to link that data as well as the history directly to Excel. So that manual process can now be an automated solution for our clients. Another one on the list there, commodity fundamentals. An example would be like USDA's production and yield estimates. They're updated in Commodity View as soon as they're released, but not only are you able to access this data in one spot as a report, we're also elementizing that. So you can, if you're rekeying that data into Excel, Bar Chart can help you remove a step in your process as well. Along those same lines, a key differentiator for Commodity View Pro from other platforms that are just, you know, quotes and charts, Bar Chart has proprietary content. You know, a nice example is yield and production forecasts that we are putting out, Bar Chart is putting out that are updated daily throughout the growing season. Corn and beans in the U.S. Recently added South American production estimates as well for Brazil and Argentina. So another key aspect about Bar Chart Commodity View, taking all of this content and making it spatial. If I think about geospatial tools, you know, allowing you to visualize it on a map in Commodity View, I can easily reference bids for export markets, river terminals. I can organize yield production estimates by state, by district or county, then overlay weather conditions that'll help me make decisions as well. So shifting gears a little bit, some functionality that's included in Commodity View that helps bring it into all-in-one solution, order execution. Not a brand new feature, but maybe you might be using different software programs to execute trades. Maybe multiple pieces of software if you have multiple FCMs. Commodity View can simplify that workflow, order execution right directly in the platform, manage multiple accounts in one spot rather than have to manage that process in different programs or different pieces of software. Just makes it easier for our customers. And also definitely wanted to share additional comments regarding the feature around ERP connectivity and best-in-class workflows that Commodity View brings to our customers. Bar Chart has agreements with all the major ERP providers agribusinesses are using that helps bring additional efficiencies to our customers. Producers that are looking to have access to things from their agribusinesses like scale tickets, balances and contracts. Agribusinesses can have a branded app that they can provide their customers that'll integrated to the ERP and CommodityView. If I think about managing offers, offer management is available in CommodityView. So I can manage offers that or targets for my producers that I might be doing with sticky notes still, or maybe I have an Excel spreadsheet, or maybe we even have a shared Excel across locations. Keep track of that in CommodityView. It's a huge efficiency gain. Those notifications and when targets are hit, they go right to the producer. You can automatically create purchase contracts, send those digitally for your producer for signature. You don't have to wait around and hold your breath for those producers to come in and sign those, or come back in the mail as you send them out. If I want to have producers submit offers to me directly without having to call on the phone, you can turn those on in the app, and that works both ways. We're going to continue to create efficiencies for these hedging activities. Bar Chart's going to be releasing some hedging tools. It'll keep track of your position, electronically hedge, manage offers. That'll be integrations to the ERP as well as the FCMs. This will dramatically increase efficiencies of having to rekey bushels, futures, or hedges into the ERP. It's just going to bring a ton of efficiency, and we'll talk more about that. That's releasing very soon. But thank you very much for your time. I'm going to turn it over to Pat.
Yeah, thanks so much, Mike. I really appreciate everybody coming out. I think it's really cool when we have these sort of events. Myself and my fellow product manager, Brendan, and my boss, Chris, we work really hard on CommodityView, and of course, all our developers as well. So I really appreciate everybody coming out to hear kind of the things we've been working on and the things we're working on in the future. The reason that we wanted to do this was we've had our CommodityView desktop mode available for a while. We originally built it for users who had multiple monitors. It's an easy ask that, a lot of customers have 2, 3, maybe 4 monitors, and they wanted to spread things out over all their monitors, and they wanted that to persist so that when you close CommodityView and you come in the next day, you want to open that back up and see the same screens. We've had that functionality for a while, and when we put that out, it was a sort of a minimal viable product. And one thing that right away people started asking us for is they wanted things to be linked the same way that when you're in the web-based version of CommodityView and you have, you use our linking icons, and you can flip around on your quote board and it'll show you anything that's linked to that specific contract and expiration. And so we added that a few months ago. And so we just figured we would do a webinar and show that off and make sure people knew all the features that were available with our desktop mode. You can go to the next slide. And then, since we wanted to do this and we had you here, we thought we'd go through all the new things that we've been working on. We've added a few new elements to charts, a lot of customers have been asking for. We added a new global search functionality, which has just been a great feature and addition, and it's one of those things from the product side that we get really excited about because it's a great add right away, but then there's also a lot more that we can do with it in the future. So we get excited about all the things that we can do with it. We completely ripped out our time series panel and rebuilt it with a lot of new functionality there. And then same with our farmers panel. And as Mike mentioned, with the growth of a lot of our ERP products and our offer management products, we've just needed to add functionality to things that were already there. So we completely rebuilt our farmers panel as part of our Connect offering. And then we also made some improvements to chat to make it a little more of a modern chat with the features that you would expect from a chat program that weren't in CommodityView currently. And so with that, Megan can pass it over to me and I can get right into CommodityView and we can start showing some of the stuff off.
Yep, just one second.
All right, how am I looking, Megan? Good?
Yep, perfect.
Thank you. All right, so we'll start talking about desktop mode. And like I said, there's so many people out there now. Everybody has 2 and 3 and 4 monitors. And so what we wanted was you start your workday, you build your charts. You could see here I have basically simulated 4 separate monitors. And how this will work is if I close down commodity view, now to give you an explanation how this works, you'll need to close the main commodity view. So this one right here, you see commodity view by bar chart. This is the one where my workspaces are along the bottom. If I close this, it'll close all of commodity view. And when I go and reopen it, these other window 2, window 3, and window 1 will all be in the exact same spot. So it's just an easy way. You get it in the morning, you open it, all your charts and your option chains are right there where they were when you closed. And that was why we built desktop mode. And the new feature that we just added a few months ago is adding the linking. And like I said, people asked for it right away, but our developers let us know that it was a little more of a monumental task than we had hoped it would be. But we did implement it, and we think it's really cool. As you can see, I have this chart linked to blue, this chart linked to blue, my option chains linked to blue, and then my main screen blue. And so as I flip through different expirations, you can see everything will change. So that way, you'll have your main, this would be on your main screen, and this is the one you'd be working in all day with your workspace along the bottom. But you know that in your other monitor, you have your 1-minute chart up above and your daily chart and your option chain. And it just it's an easy way to quickly kind of switch between products. We hear that a lot from our customers, that the biggest thing they do throughout the day is switch between corn and beans or corn and wheat or KC wheat. They just want to kind of quickly be able to see everything at their fingertips. And that's actually the other big selling point that I tell people for desktop mode. With the modern workday, so many of us spend all day in Chrome, and I personally am pretty judicious about my tabs, but I know there's a lot of people out there that have like 70 tabs, 150 tabs. They work just, those tiny little dots all across the screen. And I see some people, I don't know how they work like that, but it gets to the point where you can't even see the icon in your row of tabs. And one of the great features of commodity view in desktop mode is that it'll be in its own workspace down at the bottom. So that way you could still have Chrome here, but if you need to quickly get to commodity view or one of the charts, you could just pop it right there, and it makes it much easier to get to what you need to see. So if you're interested in checking out commodity view desktop mode, it's in the help section in the top row. It's a quick little download. It'll take like 5 seconds, and then it will put an icon on your desktop, and then it'll also be part of your start menu as well. And so you'll just open it up there, and all your extra screens will be open. Oh, I also wanted to point out that you can have multiple tabs in these as well, so you can keep putting in things. And again, these will all open. So right here, I have a custom quote board, an option chain, and a chart. And as long as these are linked, when I close and reopen, all my tabs will be there, and they'll all still be linked. And with that, I will start. One thing I wanted to show that we added this a few months ago, but we haven't done a webinar since then. And this is a cool little quality of life feature that I wanted to show off. We added the ability to color and highlight rows. So you could do one thing I've seen people use this for, if you want to do your different row separators to kind of separate out your different commodities, just like this. And another thing that I've seen people do that like that for your more important contracts, like for example, no beans or Dees corn. If you want to quickly look at a quote board and see Dees corn, you can make that, orange, and no beans. Oops. You make no beans orange. And that way, as soon as you flip back to the quote board, you know exactly, where it's settled or, what it's trading right then. But yeah, that was a quick little thing I wanted to point out. Oh, and then next is our global search function. Like I said, this has been a big project that we've been working on for a few months. We're really excited about it. One of the big selling points of bar chart is our vast data catalog. We just have so many symbols. We have our data partners, some of the things Mike mentioned, like our grain forecasting, all our bids, either from companies or regions or county level. And before, we had our symbol browser here, which you could also find here. And we've done a lot of great work cleaning it up. My colleague Brendan has done a just absolutely unbelievable job cleaning all these up and making them very easy to use. But it's just not the same as being able to just quickly type in what you're looking for and get it. And so what we've added is a way to just kind of search all our products. So I'll just give you an example. If I just do corn, you're able to quickly see all, everything that comes up with corn. And then we added these tabs at the top that allows you to kind of narrow down those results. So you can see, if I'm not looking for the ETF corn, I could just do futures, and then it'll just pop down just corn futures. And the great thing about this, like I said, it showcases our data catalog better because, we have a lot of people that are just looking for corn. And if you're just looking for CBOT corn and you're just going to put in that symbol, that's all you'll get. But you can see, we return quite a lot of symbols here. So you could see there's Dalian corn. There we have Brazilian corn here. And so this is just a quick, easy way to get in your fingertips. And all these can be kind of, you can hide each row, things like that to kind of quickly see and break things down. And what I said, we can continually add to this. And so we've done a few small things, but we have a lot of cool ideas of further things we could do just to make things easier to search for. Like one example is we've added like a plural functionality. So when you search for CBOT in our product description, it just says soybean without the S. And so you'll see I can do that here, and you'll see it's right here. Now, if I add the S, which a lot of people just do, especially here in Chicago, we just randomly pluralize nouns, you can see that you do still get the top result, which is the exact match, but then right away you get your CBOT soybeans. And another one that we added was state code. So in our fundamental data, most of our fundamental kind of product descriptions are in the two-letter state category. So you'll see, like, I'll do Iowa here, and you'll see, oh, I don't want futures. There we go. So you'll see pretty quickly we have, production forecasts, all that, and for Iowa. And we also added that if I type IOWA, you'll still get the same results. And we added this for three and 2 character country codes as well. And this is something we're going to continue to work on as well. So like, for example, USDA data, we have a ton of great USDA and CFTC data in our catalog, but the product descriptions to get them in, we used a lot of shortcuts there, like box beef and things like that. And so it can be a little tough to search for. So our next sort of bigger project with that is taking all the abbreviations that we have in our data catalog, plugging those in. So if I type boxed beef, I still will get the abbreviation that comes up. Oh, and then while I'm here, I give a quick shout out. As long as I mention our data catalog, I'll show some of our pricing network. If you want to take a look at these, we have Agricor, Freightos if you're looking for freight data. I have a good friend that works at Link if you're looking for spot crude prices. This is a great place to look. We have Erner Berry if you're looking for different food prices, poultry, eggs, things like that. So I figured as long as I was in our search function, I would show that off. And with that, I'm going to switch to some of the new things that we've added to our charts. Oh, and that's all the symbol search is available in the chart too, so you can see right here. The same search functionality is available in the chart. First, we've added a few new drawing types. We added a range type, line break, and Kaji type. I'm not really sure what that even shows, but we like to fill customer requests. We've had a few customers request these types of charts, and luckily our chart wizard knew exactly how to build that. And another thing which we got a lot of requests for was upgraded drawing tools. There's just a lot of functionality that's available other places that wasn't in Commodity View. Like, for example, we added undo and redo and to be able to lock tools. I'm going to give a simple example here, but a lot of people, they'll have a bunch of different trend lines, a lot of different drawings on their chart. And so you'll see here, I'll just draw a simple trend line. And now I can either undo that, I can redo that, or you kind of make a mistake and you flip it around, you can undo that. And again, in case of mistakes, you can lock that, and that way you can move a chart and you won't accidentally kind of grab it and move it around. And then another very asked for feature that I was really excited that we added was in our compare charts. We've always had the ability to compare current symbols, but we didn't have the ability to compare like a current symbol from a past symbol. You could pull both of the sets of data, but they just wouldn't align on the day. So you would have one chart that was now, and 08 would be, way back here on the end of the chart. So if I go to compare, and I can add like, what am I looking at? May. So if I do May 18, and then I'll do actual values. And then if I click a line on expirations right here, that'll show them both right on top of each other. As you can see, wow, it was 18. 18 was really that low. You can add multiple years too. Let's add a more fun year. Let's add like 08 or something. 08. And what was the drought year? 12. We'll do 12. And so there you can see, and this is coming up more and more closer to our seasonal chart. We also offer the same functionality in our seasonal charts, but people kept asking because what they wanted was all the functionality of a regular chart with all our different drawing tools and studies available now, and you can have all your charts align on expiration. Oh, and another thing we added, if you hold down Control, we added the ability to kind of zoom into a chart. So if you hold down Control and then draw a box just like that, it'll zoom into that section. And then to zero out, you just double click, which is a new little feature we added. Next I'm going to talk about our time series. So like I said, we completely took all the code from our previous time series and ripped it out and started from scratch. The big thing we added this thing called grid virtualization, which I had never heard of before, but now as I've worked on the project, I see all over the place. Basically what we're doing is we're hiding all the results that you're not seeing on the screen. And as you can see, as I kind of flip through, you'll see the blank screen kind of pull in. And we added this to time series first. We've actually added this to other places in Commodity View too, all just to make Commodity View run quicker and kind of snappier. We added this to a quote board as well. So if for some reason you want to have like 500 symbols in a quote board, it'll be much snappier now because anything that's not shown right on your screen, it won't be pulling in that data real time. And so it just makes it run so much better. I think before, if you pulled maybe 500 or 1,000 results, it would kind of really slow down. But now we're able to pull 5,000, 10,000 results without a problem. And that's another cool thing that we built for time series, but we can continue to put in other places in Commodity View to make it run smoother and better. Pretty much anywhere that's a list, we're able to add this grid virtualization so it only shows you the actual data that you're looking at. Another thing we added open interest to our time series functionality. And then we also added the ability to do equations as well. So if you just click here, you can add any kind of formula you want, same way as in a chart. As long as you have the symbol in braces, you can then do whatever mathematic you want to any symbols you want. So I'll do a simple example. We'll just pull like the front month corn spread, and you can see it's just ZC*1 in braces, ZC*2 in braces, and then I'll add that. And you can see here, it just pulls those two. But you could do very complex formulas. You could do, we were testing it with livestock crush and ethanol crush and things like that. And so you can do any number of calculations. We've seen people do where they kind of normalize like Paris wheat versus our wheat with the price of the euro in there. You could pull all that data historically. And the other big thing that we had a lot of requests for was in the old version, you weren't able to pull any historical data. So you're only able to pull live contracts, which we knew was, a pretty big limitation, but you were always able to pull that in Commodity View Excel. And so we figured as long as we had an outlet for that, but we did finally add that here. So you can get that a lot quicker if you want to, like I said, what do we look at? Let's look at July 08. And so you can quickly just see past contracts along with open interest. And again, it all pulls really smoothly in. And so with that, I'm going to start talking about, I'm going to switch over to kind of some of the things Mike was talking about with offer management, because we've made a few enhancements there as well. This is all available in the Connect menu. And so if you're a commodity view user and you don't have this menu, this is kind of one of our enterprise solutions. And so if you're interested in this, you'll talk to Mike, but that menu is kind of hidden for people who, unless you've specifically asked for that. And so the big upgrade that we made in our Connect options is to our farmers panel. And so we have, as we kind of grow with these ERP connections and we need more and more functionality, we're trying to move more and more of this into commodity view. And the old farmers panel would just pull in a huge, big, long list of every farmer. And again, this was before grid virtualization, so it was pretty slow and pretty clunky. And if you wanted to edit a farmer, you kind of had to scroll to get to it. So we completely ripped that out and we made it a search functionality. So you could see right here, if I just search for Pat, you could see all of my test farmers here. And then we added the ability to edit the farmer a little bit better. So you can see here, we added just what you need to create a farmer if you're going to add them to offer management. And then you click show more, and we allow you the ability to add a grower's ERP account information straight from commodity view. In the past, you had to go to our admin system and add it that way. And so now you can add it right here. And we also have the ability to search this. So this will search the ERP data. And so you can see I could just search the account number and the account name and number will show up. You could just add it here, add account, and then update profile. Well, a mobile number is required, but you could see if that was a full record, you would be able to add that number. And so what that does, it does two things. First, if you are an elevator that has one of our marketplace apps and you need to sync that grower's ERP data, that's the only place you'll need to do it. So if I was a grower and I had the app, if you entered that account number there, I would then see all my scale tickets and balances and everything. All that would show up in my mobile app. And then going further, when you are an elevator that uses our offer management system, if you're linked up with the ERP so that when an offer is matched and a contract is created at the ERP, it will automatically create that linking to that account. And so looks like I have a little time. So I want to show a little bit more of the things Mike was talking about. So I'll show like our offers panel to give a little bit bigger picture of what I just explained. So you'll see right here, this is our offer management panel. This is just our sandbox test environment, but you'll see these are all the pending offers where an offer was submitted from our mobile app and are waiting to be acknowledged. So when you're looking at the offer panel, offers can be created two ways. You can either do it manually from the merchandiser side. Let's say you're on the phone with the grower. You can click create offer and flip through everything here. Then this, again, this is where you'd select the account. So that way you can match that up later and location, et cetera, and you can go through that way. Or if you have one of our marketplace mobile apps, the grower can submit an offer straight from his phone and it'll show up here. And it'll show up in this pending state. And you'll see I can go to edit offer and you can acknowledge the offer. And that's the workflow there is kind of, if the grower submits his offer at midnight and, futures rally and his offer hits at 4 a.m. and then rips right back down before anybody's woken up, you can call in 7 a.m. and say, oh, am I not filled? It's like, well, no, nobody even saw that. The acknowledge offer sends him an offer back and says, okay, we've seen this, we're working your offer now. And then once it hits its futures target price, another email will be sent to the merchandiser saying, this target is hit. Do you want to accept this offer? And in the email, you can click accept offer. And then if you have the functionality with your ERP, we can then take that match data and send it to your ERP to automatically create the contract. You can see here we have the contract ID field. This is just sandbox data, so we don't have any right here, but this is where the contract number would show. And then finally, the last piece of that that Mike mentioned is sending your contract to be signed. And so you'll do that in the e-sign panel here, where you can see right here, we have a bunch that are expired, but then these are the ones that have been sent out and haven't been signed. And then you'll see this one has been signed. And so the same thing, you just request a signature, select the farmer, and you'll upload the file, and then we can pull the contract number from the ERP, so that way you can keep all your records straight. So farmer AK, we're pulling in sandbox data, has a contract 6166. So that way, when you click request signature, it will send that to the marketplace app, and the grower will see that contract. He'll see the PDF, and he'll also see, like in the email subject, he'll see which contract, and then you can see that in the ID here also, just to keep track of everything. But yeah, that's pretty much that workflow. Oh, and the one last thing I wanted to mention was our chat functionality. When we had chat in the past, and we wanted to kind of modernize it and make it look a little better, and so we put it down here in the corner. And one of the things we had requested the most was people wanted the ability. People didn't want this to be permanent. They didn't mind it being there, but they didn't want it there all the time. So we had to adjust it and make it so people were able to hide this. So when you first log into Commodity View, it won't be in there. It'll just be blank like this. And to access chat, you'll click the little chat notification bubble here. And the nice thing is you'll still get notifications in here. So if you don't ever open chat, but somebody sends you a message, you'll still see the little 1, 2, or how many messages. And then to open chat, you'll just click here, and then you'll see all your active chats here. And then, like I said, we added a few things that, you know, people have come to expect from chat functionality, like how many days ago the last message was sent, and your contacts and things like that. And there's a lot more coming to that too. We're constantly adding to that, especially as we grow our marketplace apps, because a big thing that we're working on is trying to tie everything together. So the growers can chat with the merchandisers all in Commodity View in the app, and make it really easy. You know, since you're in Commodity View already and you're looking at offers and you're seeing these offers, you can kind of easily chat and communicate. And so if you want to find out more about that, talk to Mike, and he can set you up with a more of a one-on-one demo. But with that, I'll pass it back to Megan, and I think we'll do Q&A. Oh, sorry.
All right, I think we're good. All right, so thank you, Pat, for that in-depth overview of Commodity View. It's really helpful to see those features live and to learn about the different use cases. Now we're going to jump into the Q&A session. So as a reminder, you can submit your questions using the question box within the control panel on the right-hand side of the screen. We did have a few questions come in during the presentation, so I'll start things off with that. And Pat and Mike, you can just jump in. So to start, how do you differentiate between other providers who offer a similar commodity trading platform?
There's a couple things that jump out. First, as I mentioned kind of quickly, is our very expansive data catalog. We just have so many, like Mike said, we have so much proprietary data. We have so many great data partners. There's such a breadth of data that we offer. Price is another one. And then another thing that we've heard is support. I like to use that specifically because I came from support, but we've had plenty of customers say that we offer a higher level of support than some of our competitors.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think I would add the proprietary content, and I really love the fact that it's all in one. I mean, you're not going to see very many solutions that offers that those many services all in one spot. I'm always having to go and log into someplace else or use some other tool that's not even within Commodity View.
Great. Next question we have is, can users switch off between using Commodity View Desktop and the Commodity View browser version?
Oh yeah, and actually I should have probably mentioned this in the demo, but yeah, you're able to quickly switch back and forth between either one. You aren't able to stay logged in to each at the same time. So similar to a web page, if you log into one and log in another tab, it'll log you out. But you can go back and forth between the two.
Great. Next question. What data is available in CommodityView Excel?
Our full data catalog is available in CommodityView Excel. And that's another thing I should mention. I know I kind of touched on it briefly, but if anybody isn't aware, if you are a CommodityView Pro user, you're able to download and use CommodityView Excel. And I believe it has every piece of data that's available in CommodityView is available in CommodityView Excel. To try that out, it'll be in the same place that you find CommodityView desktop mode. It's under the help menu. You'll just see CommodityView Excel. It'll be a quick little download, and it'll automatically link into Excel, and you'll see along the top where it'll be File, Edit, you'll see Commodity View up at the top, and there will be a new ribbon, so you'll be able to put quotes and option prices, and depending on what you pay for, you'll be able to get real-time streaming quotes in your in Excel as well. It's definitely one of our more popular products. So if you have Pro, there's no reason to not download it and give it a shot.
Great. Okay. Next we have, are there any more features or data sets that you're planning on adding down the line?
Yeah, we have plenty of things that we're looking to add down the line. As Mike mentioned, short term is our hedge management system. That's coming along. Mike said very soon. You know, from the product side, I don't know if very soon is different, but we've actually made more progress in probably the last 3 or 4 weeks than I've seen so far. I had a good meeting with our head developer on that project this morning, and it went great. He's linked up a lot of stuff. It's a lot farther along than I would have thought it would be. I'm not sure if everybody on there is aware, but what we're doing is we're similar to trading in CommodityView. We're not going to be routing orders ourselves. We use CQG's web API, and we're also using CQG's hedge management API, which makes it a lot easier. And we also have a time-tested hedge order routing system that we're going to be using. I think CQG has been developing this for like 5 years. So it really helps. So a lot of the groundwork has already been done for us. We just need to put it on the front end, and it feels like we're making very good progress. That's on our shorter timeline. On kind of our medium timeline, we're looking to add even more to our farmer panel that I showed. Right now, if you have a grower that uses our marketplace app, he could see his ERP data in the app, like his scale tickets and stuff, but we don't have a way to show that in CommodityView. And so what we'd like to do is add that for our merchandisers to then also see in CommodityView what the grower is seeing in the app. And then while we're building that out, we'd like to add a little bit of CRM functionality. We're not going to be Salesforce, but you know, maybe just to be able to put the last time you contacted them, or maybe have more of kind of a rolling show of how many bushels you bought from that person, or the last time you talked to them, little things like that.
Great. I think we have time for just a couple more questions. So is the desktop version compatible with Mac?
Not yet.
And then this will be the last question for today. Can you show us how to make a seasonal chart, say December corn, last 10 years laying over top of each other?
Yeah, oh yeah. Can you switch it back to me, Megan?
Yep.
So this is another one, and I can't remember if we talked about this on the last webinar or not. Maybe, actually we did. So this,
You just had it, yep. You're good.
Okay, so this is one that this is another one that we completely redid. We had seasonal charts for a while, but you know, we needed to redo it all. And so we redid and started from scratch. And I think we did this probably about this time last year. And this is only available in CommodityView Pro, but you'll see right here. So I have my automatic symbol pull to corn. So you can see right here, it just automatically pulls this year going out to 2019. And then how you'll adjust this is this years back tab here. And this was one of the things that we added, which was a big request we had from a lot of customers. I think in the old version, we only went maybe 10 years back. And now, let's see, now we go back all the way to 1992. But yeah, all you have to do is just kind of quickly go through this list and keep adding all the symbols you want to add. So there, yeah, there's going back to 2010. And so what you could do, some of the other things we added was the ability to adjust some of the lines if you want to see. So like I said, if you want to pick out some of your more like important years, or I didn't go back to 08. So if you want to pick out 2012, and then you want to look at, that's hiding 2012. So if you want to go here and change the thickness, and maybe let's make that a little brighter. So then you can clearly see 2012, and then we'll go to like this year. We'll make this year really thick, and we'll make this another kind of like bright pink. And so that way you could clearly see this year, 2012, and then all the other years to get a sense of kind of where things are versus past years. But yeah, good question. Thanks for asking about that. I was pretty excited when we rebuilt that.
All right. Do you want to pass it back over to me so I can just pull the contact information up on the screen? Or actually, I could do it too.
No, I got it.
Okay, so that's all the time that we have for questions today. I want to say thank you to Mike and Pat for joining us today. And viewers, if you'd like to get a trial of cmdtyView or have any questions, you can contact us via email or phone, which is listed on the slide. So with that, I'd just like to say thank you for joining us today, and we hope you have a great day. All right.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, everyone. See ya.